around us in this media is designed for proper preparation that you put into your life. Doing what you want to accomplish in this life because the mindset that you have, the perspective that you have, the attitude that you go about life with. Consistent work, putting in the work when nobody saw.
Today's video, I will be covering how I quit nicotine for 2 years and my journey to a healthier life. Today was my 2 years completely off of nicotine-free. I want to cover how I feel. I want to make this as authentic as I can as possible. How I feel very proud. This is one of the biggest accomplishments that I have overcame within my life. It was very hard, it was difficult, and it was not easy. I knew that I needed to do this for my life. It feels very good when I see other people do it, and I know that they're going into pleasure, and I know that I took the choice of discipline. It's another positive habit that I've installed into my life, and you stack winning habits. And once I was able to quit this habit in my life, I was able to implement other habits to lead me to a better and more successful lifestyle. First point I want to cover, I had to understand there's no more time to be average. You must be great. You cannot just be an average individual. You cannot just make average choices. You have to be greater than the average individual. Observe the masses and do the opposite. The masses are always smoking nicotine, is always buying nicotine, is always controlled by this substance. Nicotine is terrible for you, and everybody knows this. And everybody just does it for the pleasure, just does it for the cloud, just does it for the flavor. You do not need this, and you can get this from other healthier, natural ways in this life. Everybody knows it's bad, but you don't take the action to get it out of your life. Everybody knows they need to go to the gym, but they don't take the action and create the consistency to go to the gym. You know what you need to do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as knowing what you need to do and not living with a life of regret and knowing what you need to do and still not doing it, still not having the strength within yourself to create that discipline in your life. It's up to you. It's 2025 and nobody's coming to save you. This year is going to go by quick, and it's up to you to make the decision if you want to change your life, because if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. So you must make the changes. You must make the changes to become a winning individual, to get away from the old habits and implement healthier habits to help you grow as an individual and to become an example of greatness and an example of how you should be living to the people around you, because you should have healthy relationships. You should have relationships in your life that are helping you grow, that are quality, that you know that you can rely on. Having standards within the relationships that you have in your life, because you're intentional about the people who you put around you. The second point I want to touch on is having an identity shift. Once you are a nicotine addict, that becomes in your mind who you are. You start believing that you are a nicotine addict. Your personality leads to the perception that you have in this world. You are what you think that you are. If you think you're a loser, you are a loser. If you think you're a nicotine addict, you are one, because these thoughts that are in your mind become who you are in your subconscious. It starts developing a habit. What you say to yourself truly does matter. If this is another way that I overcame this nicotine addiction, I started telling myself that I was strong. I was a person who could overcome the situation. Understanding that I've already went through terrible things in the past, that I have the strength to overcome this. And it was just a realization after creating such a negative habit for such a long time. All I needed was a shift of a mindset, a shift of a personality. I had to stop acting like a nicotine addict, because that spiraled into other negative habits. So if you're having one terrible negative habit in your life, it's mostly going to compound to other negative habits, lead to other negative habits. So you need to become intentional and focused with the habits that you have and how you're using your time on a daily basis. It all plays into the habits that you have, the personality that you have installed into yourself, an identity, who you carry yourself as on a daily basis. And if in your mind you think you're great, but you're still taking these actions and you're still addicted to nicotine, puffing here and there, everywhere you go, You're just blind and you're lying to yourself. You need to be honest with yourself on where you're at in this life, who you are, the habits that you have, who you became, how people see you. Analyze, reflect, and become aware of who you want to become and implement ways that you can attain that person and lifestyle that you want to create for yourself. 2 years off nicotine. I finally did it, and I really do feel proud. It took me so long. After a cycle of telling myself I was going to quit and then continuously not being able to quit, I told myself, oh, I can do this by myself. I can do it. I always told myself, oh, I'll do it next week. I'll do it tomorrow. And I used to always beat myself up. And that's how you lose confidence. If you tell yourself one thing and you're taking action on something else, and you're not taking the action to accomplish that, you're going to be losing your confidence, the willpower that you have within yourself. And if you don't think this, if you don't believe this, other people see it. Other people read the energy. People are watching you even when you don't think that they're watching. So it all comes down to the body language that you have. So for me, I had to quit nicotine because it had full control over me. And if something has full control over you, that is terrible. That leads to a terrible mindset, a terrible life. You need to be living with freedom. Nothing can control you, and you need to have freedom and control over your mind. Because if you cannot control your mind to take a certain action, you're screwed. How are you going to ever control and create something that you've ever wanted in this life? You won't ever be able to. You're going to be a lost feather in the wind. A fool is a slave to its mind. A king has complete and utter control over the decisions that he makes and the mindset that he has. And if you have lost control within the decisions that you make, you are a fool. You are destined to live a life of average. But if you feel that potential, if you know that you're greater than smoking nicotine all day, you're greater than all these negative habits, you must take the action. You must make the decision. For me, what helped me most was doing a ton of push-ups, and it really was the mindset. It really was changing the thoughts within my mind, believing in myself that I can do it. And it's the same with anything else. The belief that you have within yourself is so important. This leads me to my fourth point. Making the habit disgusting. You have to change the perspective that you have on the habit. And this is from Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you want to change a negative habit in your life, you must make the habit disgusting within your mind. You must think and look at all of the ways that the habit is negatively benefiting your life. Make the habit disgusting within your mind. Know all the ways that it is deteriorating you off of your goal, and make it disgusting within your mind. So whenever you see people do it, know it's disgusting. Whenever you have the temptation to want to do it, know that it's disgusting and it's only leading you to a life of failure, and that it's going to make you die sooner, and that none of these reasons are going to help you in the future. And you have to create a filter within the actions that you take. Is this going to help me 5 years out from right now? And nicotine, smoking nicotine, will never help and benefit your life 5 years down the road. It never even will 1 year down the road. It never will. It never does and never will. There is no benefit within smoking nicotine, especially from vapes. Vapes are disgusting. For having quit 2 years off of nicotine, I don't even have the desire to go smoke a flavored vape that's costing me more money. I already have way too many things that I have to accomplish within my life, pay for. Your reason why you want to quit has to be stronger than the reason why you are currently doing it. Most people don't even have a why they are doing it. They're just doing it because of the habit. They're blind. They're an NPC. But the reason why you're not doing it has to be so much stronger than the reason why you're already smoking. That is what's going to lead you to straying away from giving into the temptations of buying a new device, a new vape, and smoking it, leading into the temptations. Because it comes down to how bad you want it. If you understand that it is terrible for your life, it's controlling your mind, and that you need to take control of your mind. You need to become great. You cannot become average. You cannot be like everyone else. You have to take a stand within yourself. And I was going to post this 2 years on social media, but I didn't, because it's not about what other people see. It's not how about they congratulate my life, because I made the decision for my life to quit, and I'm going to reap the benefits. Other people didn't, so that's fine. It doesn't matter if they're going to congratulate me for, oh, happy 2 years. I know I did it for myself, and I'm going to congratulate myself because I'm living the life of being nicotine-free. And it takes the work, I put in the work, and I had the patience to get here. And I knew, I had the belief within myself that it was going to work out. I was going to accomplish it. I was going to take this out of my life, and I was going to create the mental discipline, the mental strength to develop this new me that had nicotine out of his life. I knew nicotine was not getting me anything that I wanted in my actual life, and it was just a habit that I developed over time and that I didn't even want to. I started smoking nicotine in the 7th grade, if I can believe that is right. 7th or 8th grade, one of the two. And it was terrible, and it was because of the association that I was around. You live and you learn. You live, you reflect, you refine, and you constantly keep getting better. That's what taught me that association was what definitely dictates the actions that you have in this life. So you need to keep your circle small, and you need to be cautious about the people that you put in your life because they have an effect on your decisions. My 5th and final point, you need to want it 24/7. You can't just want it 3 or 4 times out of the week. It goes down to how bad you want it. If you wanted it 7 times out of the week, you're not going to be going back to buying the vape and smoking the vape and going back to it. If you say you're going to quit, then you go 3 days without it, then you go back to it. You didn't want it all 7 days of the week. You just want it 3-4 days out of the week. So it's building that courage, doing what you said you were going to do, even when the emotion that you said it in has left. That's true courage. That's true strength, because you're going to say that you want to quit right now, but it's about the mental discipline that you have and going through them temptations and going to battle with yourself in your mind, figuring out what's best for you and how you can cope with this. I mean, you can read, you can jog, you can go to the gym, you can listen to music, you can meditate, you can pray, you can talk to other people, you can pick up a sport or go join different communities. You know what you can do. You know what you need to do, but you need to create this discipline within your life, and it comes down to the identity that you have. Are you a disciplined individual? Are you a winning individual? And if you're a winning individual, you're going to do what winners do. You're not going to keep doing this because that's what losers do. But just know it's worth it. Just know it's worth it on the other end. When you're feeling those temptations, know that the strength of me continuing to stay off nicotine, the pain of discipline is greater than the regret that I will feel tomorrow for the decision that I've made. Because once you lean back into that nicotine, you're gonna feel regret. You know what you should be doing. You know what you should be doing. And if you keep following that temptation, falling into the cycle, you're going to keep damaging the confidence that you have. You're going to keep damaging the self-image that you have. And your self-image dictates all of the decisions that you make on a daily basis. So change the perspective that you have on nicotine. Stop saying it's enjoyable. Stop saying you love it. Stop saying it's helping your life, because it's not. It's not doing any of those things. And create the discipline within your life to stray away from it and to implement new decisions, new actions into your life that can create a healthier lifestyle for yourself, because you know nicotine is bad. You know you should stay off it. So go become the best version of yourself. Make the decisions that are best for your life and create a quality lifestyle. I love you guys. I hope this helped. This was my journey to quitting nicotine for 2 years. 2 years free off of nicotine. I hope this helped. Cheers.